How's it going?
Hey, Brandon, I'll start us off. When you watched film, that day you get to break it down, what did you kind of take away as kind of the correctable mistakes for you guys?
Just going back and looking at the film, going over it with Coach Rod. It wasn't all bad. There was definitely some missed opportunities in that game, and some execution errors, some MAs. But I mean, from here we just got to be more focused, be better at the little things. One man does their job, and I think we'll be looking up for us.
The last three games you've played, Brandon, you've led the team in rushing. That makes you a dual threat. Rod said he maybe needs to take the lid off of you as a runner. He's been trying to protect you. How do you feel you can add to the offense by running?
Take the wood off? What does that mean?
Take the lid off, allow you to run more.
I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, with what Wisconsin was doing in their game plan, they were, leaving the edge open for the quarterback. It seemed like they were really stacking the box, playing man coverage to stop the run, and that opened up opportunities for me to, make some hay with my feet. I have no problem with, using my feet if I have to do it more, or if that's more involved in the game plan. I'm all for it.
What do you think that can help the rest of the offense? Does it open up anything else for the rest of the offense?
Having that to your ability, it does open up other things. It makes the defense be more honest. Having someone key on the quarterback, it's going to open up lanes to run. Other opportunities with play calls, and it's good for the pass as well.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon, Rod mentioned, he doesn't necessarily say you have to target him, and him. It sounds like a little freedom for you back there in terms of ball distribution. What's that like as a quarterback to have that freedom?
Yeah, Coach Rod, he puts a lot on my shoulders, to, what he says to be a point guard out there. He gives me a lot of freedom to, make decisions and, distribute the ball. And when you do that, I think it helps, you think freely, you think strategically in that manner. It's not like, oh, you have this set thing you have to do, like, you know what I mean? So, it works well. And, I think we have the weapons around us to do that as well.
There were some early season games last year, some disappointing games before you turned it around, beginning with that Wisconsin game. Does being in that position or in that experience kind of help maybe see that there's still 8 more games to go in this, and you guys have kind of flipped the coin before like that?
Yeah, luckily we still have 8 more games, like you said. And again, it's only one loss in the loss column. It's not like it's multiple. So, yeah, obviously that was a disappointing game. There's a lot we didn't do well, but there's a lot to build on, a lot to get better at. Going into this week, we just got to be even more focused and prepare. It takes all 11 guys. If one guy messes up on a play, misses their assignment, it's gonna affect the whole thing. So, moving forward, I think it's important for our guys to, really hone in on what their job is and do it to their best of their ability. And, I think if we can do that, it doesn't have to be anything crazy in the game plan. If we just stick to it and do that, I think, things will start rolling a little bit better.
My final thing for you, Rod said, the practices leading up to that were good. It had been a good couple of weeks. Was it surprising to you that or I guess maybe where was the disconnect from the practice field to the game?
Yeah, we did have good practices, but, I think you got to give credit to Wisconsin. They threw some things at us that, we might not have been expecting. They played a lot of man, and, when you play man, you got to win on the outsides. The receivers got to go win one-on-one balls, and, we didn't really give ourselves the opportunity in situations to do that, not being able to move the chains. And when we did take those opportunities, we didn't capitalize on them. I thought Wisconsin had a great game plan on defense going in to stop the run, and that's what they did. So, when that happens in the future, we just got to be able to adjust better on the fly.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon, the the targets the other night were 10 for Josh, 3 for Barker, and 1 for everybody else. I asked Rod Smith this question. He said, he trusts his quarterback to take what the defense is giving, and he mentioned the man thing as well. Tell me about the balance between, going to your main guy versus spreading the ball around and what you're seeing back there.
Yeah, like Rod said, they're playing a lot of man. So I'm going to take my best guy and best matchup to go win that one-on-one matchup. We just 10 out of 3. That's not great, not what you want to see. I think there was a few drops in there, but we just gotta again the little things, catching the football. That's huge. But I know that I trust in those guys. I know they'll get it corrected. Again, my reads, it took me where I needed to go. So if it's 10 to baby and that's where my reads are taking me, then so be it.
And what's your you said you've watched a lot of film and seen any big steps going into week 2 of okay, this is new offense and this is new guys and here's the steps I need to take this year?
What do you mean? As far as
there was a groove last season, say the Michigan State game. You had found the same receivers, you had found the same tight ends. There was a consistency to the offense. This was a little jumbled. Do you see anything differently going into this year?
No, I don't see much different. Again, going back to the Wisconsin game, we weren't able to really open it up because we had a lot of 3 and outs and we weren't moving the football. The momentum after that second play, that fumble. We can't have that turnovers on the first drive of the game, and that hurts us. I don't think there's anything new or that's messing with the offense going into this year. We just got to execute better.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Brandon, can you take me inside your process on how you watch film, whether it's as a group with Rod and or by yourself? What do you like to do after a game? Do you take it home with you? Do you watch it by yourself? What's your process?
Yeah, I've watched the Wisconsin game, I think 4 times now. A couple times by myself, and then really going into detail with Coach Rod. What he expects to be better, what he likes, what he would like to have seen us do better, execute better. As far as game planning for Purdue, we watched 2-3 hours worth of film already today with Coach Rod this morning, just going over their tendencies, what they like to do. And also last night, for me, I like to just go and watch a full game, just see the ebbs and flows of a game. Also just seeing tendencies as well.
Is it like a class for you? Do you have a pen and a paper, like your pen and a pad, with you, or do you kind of just mentally process everything?
I always got a pen and paper. Always. It's, it sticks in your mind better when you write it down and you're thinking about it as well.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon, with the idea of maybe, correctable mistakes from Friday night, is there maybe more urgency to do so in a season like this where, it's shortened, to 8 regular season games and, there's no maybe a bye week, down the road where, that could be like a real growth week as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, with the all Big Ten schedule, we got to be on our P's and Q's, every week. Every team we play is, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a dogfight. So, we got to be on top of it. But, I think, the way that Coach Rod has our offense set up for us, it allows us to play fast and, Going into this week, again, we just got to have more focus. Guys got to, do their responsibilities and do it to the best of their abilities.
Thank you.
Hey, Brandon, hope everything's going all right. You mentioned before the season that completion percentage and moving the chains were two things that you really wanted to focus on. Obviously, third and fourth down were a challenge for the offense, 2 of 10 on third, 0 for 3 on fourth. What are you looking at to try to improve on this week so you guys can move the chains a little bit better?
Oh, completing the football. For us, it's a lot of the times we were behind the chains, whether it be penalties or, just being in a third and long. But, with those fourth and shorts, we just got to, we got to execute better. And that's on my part too. I missed opportunities out there that, would have enabled us to get a first down. We had Josh going into the red zone on the 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. He dropped it. Just little things like that. I mean, just getting those first downs, moving the chains is huge because then you can start doing some more stuff and start opening it up a little bit. When you constantly go 3 and out or you're, punting the ball away, it kind of kills momentum. So I think, again, like I said, completing the football, getting those first downs, moving the chains, it's going to help us a lot.
And you mentioned kind of being thrown off by the amount of playing time Isaiah got and you not being able to find a rhythm out there. Today, Lovey reiterated you're the quarterback, obviously, and he also said Brandon will play outstanding football for us the rest of the year. What does that confidence from your head coach mean for you?
Yeah. I mean, I know Coach Lovey believes in me. He's always instilled that belief in me. We have constant communication. And, I believe in Coach Lovey as well. And I know he's a man of his word. But, Coach Rod, reiterated to us, he thinks that Isaiah, Matt, or, all the QBs are good enough to go out there and play. Isaiah is maybe a little bit different player than I am. And, he's a great athlete and he can make plays on the ground and thrown as well. So, if it's in the game plan for Coach Rod to switch it up, I'm in full support of that. And I just got to do what I can do when I'm out there on the field and do it to the best that I can do.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yep.
Hey, Brandon, Joe DeHounick, Purdue Exponent Student Newspaper. Moving into this week, what or maybe who would you say is the biggest weapon or biggest threat on Purdue's defense? And what are you individually and maybe also as a team doing to prepare for that this week?
Yeah, Purdue, just watching the film today, they're really stout up front. Their front five is really, really good. So, again, I think our O-line's going to have a great week of preparation for those guys. They got a big old nose tackle right up front. So, I mean, we got a challenge ahead of us. So I think as long as we can get those guys contained up front, and establish a run game, it'll be a big positive for us.
Thanks, Brandon.